Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
They're at 20 million units now. It's crazy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Relay Station.
Are we live?
Yes,
Did you get me ranting about Nintendo?
I just got the end of it. I only got the end of it in. Sorry.
I'm talking about Switch numbers. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. Hello. Welcome. Hi.
From the deepest, darkest depths of Britain comes a sordid man with no conscience, no morals, no compunction against puns. It's Shiver Bathory. From somewhere down in the southmost southern tip of the southern part of the southern half of the continent, the slovenly sloth of salacious salvation, it's Jake's puppy.
My puppy is asleep.
Yeah, but it wasn't asleep when I was writing this.
You're right.
And from somewhere on the internet, hidden in the series of tubes and turns, twists and hits, filled with bits and bytes of scathing wit, the automatic, autocratic, delirious jammer, it's the AutoDJ.
Attention, Relay viewers. This is the AutoDJ speaking.
And I'm Eris.
Do we need to put our tray tables and seat backs in their upright and locked position?
Yes. We do.
Okay.
Also, your white balance is weird. You don't
It's
look
bad.
human.
Why is it like this? Okay, it's not distorting like that on my camera, but for some reason Twitch is making it do this. My white balance is terrible, but that's because I'm also using natural light. So.
Ew. What is natural light?
Yeah, why would you use light provided by an evil day star? That's
What's
what
a night
blackout
star?
curtains are for.
Yeah,
The
seriously.
little pretty points of light that you see in the night sky.
So, welcome everyone to the Relay Station.
Hello, guys. Everyone's got to cough up $1 in order to watch this podcast.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you got to cough it up. Cough it up.
I
Give us
haven't-
your money.
We did a
haven't
pre-order
this
for
week's-
VIP tickets as well.
This
They were
week,
$2.
this is a premium podcast. You're only allowed to watch it if you pay money because that's the only way people can feel like they progressed. You know,
It is true.
only through the purchase of currency, and currency is the only means of progression in your life.
I don't feel good unless I pay my job to work there.
There's no cap though, so you can pay us as much as you want, but minimum $1.
You know, I had said I didn't want to get into this.
No, that was it. I was
That's it?
gonna leave it after that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to see how we feel on that whole business from last week, just read Chris Roberts' letter. That's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah. I just want to, there's one thing from that letter I need to, where's that line?
Oh, rip Franker Z, Flint. Rip Franker Z. Oh, it's so sad.
There's one line from that Chris Roberts letter that is just, it's perfect. Putting aside the puzzle of why some people don't have a problem with stockpiling ships or items, but
Literally
a player
this!
having more than 150,000 UEC is game-breaking.
Yeah! Literally, because they uncapped liquid assets, people get their panties in a bunch. Even though you could have like an infinite fleet of starships, and everyone's like, okay, that's fine.
Hey, Cliff has 14 of every ship, period, but he doesn't have more than 150,000 UEC, so it's fine, right?
Yeah.
AutoDJ, do you have any, as a non-organic life form, what do you think?
Silicate.
Personally, I have no problem with the UEC cap being removed. It does allow for an additional revenue stream, and so what if somebody has a ton of liquid assets at the start of the game? There's still only a portion of the economy, and as such, they'll just balance things out in the long run and eventually run out of money and everything will return to normal. Or you could go to another system and spend your currency there.
I don't. Yeah, Shiver.
But Ghost, you can sell that ship and get the money worth for it.
I disagree with your logic, but I do agree with your conclusion. To me, it's like if someone needs to buy money, they're not very good at the game, which means they're going to buy this big ship for me to blow up a lot
Or
easier
they don't have
than
time.
someone who can play it.
Or they don't have
yeah.
time. Yeah, that's
In which
really
case
what it's
they've
for.
got even less. They're going to be even more inclined to pay me when I hold them ransom.
Exactly.
I'm all for it.
So one of the things I've always
and there's also the one thing of players will only ever be 10% of the economy. So it doesn't matter how much we accumulate, it's 90%.
Literally,
it's not in our
You know who's
hands.
the most? You know who are the most powerful players in Star Citizen? Is the freaking GMs that they're gonna hire that will influence the galaxy's events. They're the ones with the real power. Take them down. I don't know.
You just have to be better at shooting.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like people get so worked up about this when they can literally just change the events in the galaxy at a whim, and that's what. But I'm saying like players putting stock in how much power players have, it's nothing in the grand scheme of things. That's all I'm saying.
Hey Jake, I got a
There
question
also
for you.
seems to be this attitude of ship equals progression, and it's a sandbox. It's not an A to B progression line. It's,
Yeah.
if you've got a top of the tier luxury yacht thing, for touring
like-
at the end of the, then you're not going to win against a fucking retaliator.
Yeah, working your way up from nothing like your base model Aurora to having a crew running a mining operation aboard an Orion, I would say that is a win condition.
I
there.
don't understand. Like, there is no win condition in Star
That's
Citizen.
what I'm saying.
Star Citizen
there's
is second
that,
life, but there's a game.
win condition. The win condition is in the eye of the person playing the game.
Yes.
And-
My
and
question
that's
for you,
the whole
Jake,
point.
do you remember when WoW first launched and there were
Uh-huh.
like 14 billion people in every starting area, and it was really
Yes.
dumb because you had to line up for 4 hours to
That
try and kill
still
a rabbit?
happens.
Yeah. Guess
That
what?
still happens every time they put out a freaking expansion.
Yeah, and guess what? It
all right,
sucks.
listen. I have a really hilarious anecdote about this because it happened this expansion for the pre-patch. So for the whole 14 years of World of Warcraft, orcs were hunched over like this. It was terrible. They all had scoliosis or something. So they made it a cosmetic option now where you can have a hunched over orc or an upright orc, because in lore there were upright orcs still anyway. But only one person could use the barber shop, which is where you do cosmetics. Also, the barbers are all spinal surgeons, hilariously. But only one person could use it at a time, or 5 people could use it at a time, because you have to get in the chairs.
Right.
So there's literally a line of 50 people and Orgrimmar waiting to get their spines corrected. It was wonderful.
Desmarius, I like that you noticed that I have a short-sleeved shirt, but no one has commented on my stealth bow tie yet.
It's the
Because
stealth
no one
bow
saw
tie.
it.
Yeah,
I'm still
nobody
trying
saw
to
the
figure
bow
out
tie.
I'm still trying to figure out if those are LEDs on your shirt or if they just react to the light.
It's
The-
They're
really
miniature
intriguing
night
puzzles.
stars.
Yeah.
Miniature night, yes, miniature night suns.
Oh my god.
We're off to a good start.
Yep. All right, let's move on. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is a stupid conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna move on a little bit because
Let's move on to another stupid conversation.
yeah,
Point of the matter is, universal health care leads to waiting in line to get your spine fixed. Let's move on.
oh my god,
I'm sorry I had to do it.
terrible.
Okay. So in other news this week, we got to see the Bangs thing in
Let's see if I got something of that.
in its glory. I personally, so I'm all for the fact that it's bigger, but I don't know, something about the original Bangs thing. It's how you feel about the original design of the Freelancer. Is how I feel about the Bangs thing.
I can't find anything. I don't know if I have that one.
The Bangs thing was my first pledge.
Really?
Yep. I didn't feel comfortable spending more than $60.
And how did that go for you?
You know. Oh, life has changed since then.
I don't know if I've got. I thought there was. Oh crap! I can't find it. Sorry, I'm trying to find. I thought that there was.
Oh yeah. Also, it's right there in the chat, David.
Where?
In this chat that we have.
Oh,
for the video call.
I can't access that one. I can't access Discord.
Oh, it's because you full screened it.
Yes, I have to full screen it. Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you. Now, wait, is that the?
Also, this community event where they had like 17 billion people
Yes,
in the same place at the same time is freaking cool.
it's fantastic. There have been a few like that now of like people jumping out, people having giant battles. Like, I'm really pleased that people are starting to come together and like do crazy shit. I think I was actually talking with someone on Twitter this week because they were asking why no one was covering stuff like this. And if anyone has something like this that they want covered on Relay, let us know that it's happening, and you know, maybe we can figure something out. Flint,
like for us, and that's the thing is like for us to cover something after the fact, it's already all over the internet. There's no point. So
we need to do it
if
beforehand.
you tell us, if you tell us in advance, we'll be there on boots on the ground.
Yeah,
and we'll cover that crap. But you got to tell us that it's happening.
AutoDJ, what do you
How
think?
do they get in contact with us?
I mean, there's like 10,000 ways to contact us.
Find one of us on Discord.
Twitter works too. That's fine.
Twitter or Discord. AutoDJ, are you?
I look at my Twitter more than David does.
It's true. Are you pleased to start seeing people getting together and doing crazy crap?
I actually really am, because it is going to be a sample of what is going to come in the future.
Yeah.
It brings me back to days when I was but a mere game server processing raids for EverQuest and World of Warcraft, where they were 72-person raids.
Yeah.
Biggest raid I was a part of was it was a little less than 100 people when we raided Stormwind in World of Warcraft. It was amazing. Doesn't happen anymore, thanks WoW. But you know,
I always remembered Battlefield 2142. I think I had joined like a professional group of players that, you know, we'd get to like 64v64 clan matches and organize everything and organize squads, and I loved it. Anyway, I'm glad that it's starting to happen in Star Citizen. And if this week's Reverse the Verse is anything to believe, Chris wants us to have 200 players in a server soon. So,
oh, it's so good. Can we put up the picture I posted? Let's put it up.
What picture?
Hold on. I need to find
Picture
myself on Twitter. There we go.
Even in the future, it still takes a long time to process imaging files.
There we go. There's my tweet. Just,
Yeah.
it's great. every time we were talking about this before the show, but every time Chris says something that he just knows, Lando just knows that the community's just gonna just consume that and say it over and over again forever and ever. He just looks at the camera like freaking Jim from The Office. Like, he's just disappointed in everything.
Can I just say, what the hell with the particle effects?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Like,
it's really good.
It's ridiculous. It's straight up insane.
What bugs me about it are the bits of flowing paper go into the ground and vanish.
They do.
Sit on the ground.
They do. I'm 100% sure that they'll fix that.
So am I the only one who's actually played Arma 3 and Arma 2?
I've played Arma.
I've played Arma.
2 and 3.
It's the same system from Arma in Star Citizen, and it was actually Matthew Lightfoot did some work in the Arma games as well, and it was quite cool seeing him talk about this as well. It's such a stupid little thing, but I get really excited over that.
So,
it's
y'all,
real.
So here, okay, this is a very common argument that our boys, the anti-Star Citizen people, like to bring up over and over again. When people say, "Oh, look at this sweet new feature that Star Citizen have," and they're like, "Oh, it's totally been done before." Yeah, but have they all been done before in one game? All of them, every feature. No.
There's this one called Star Citizen coming up.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. It's the fact that they're doing everything is the crazy part.
Yes.
It's like when I was playing No Man's Sky last week, and I was like, man, there's base building on my frigate? What? Nobody told me this. It's cool. That's how I feel every time Star Citizen's like, hey, we got this cool new thing that we've been working on. And everybody and people groan like, oh, feature creep. I'm like, are you kidding me? Put it all in.
And then we're all going to just basically go to a planet and fish every day, and that's it.
Yep.
Just fish.
I'm cool with it. Space fishing, the game.
Not gonna lie,
fishing.
I am really, really, really looking forward to the fishing systems and mini games.
I was just thinking, are they actually? How far are they going to take this? Like, they could introduce the system so it's basically you just dangle your tackle in and see what bites, much like I do on a Friday night. But they could also have it.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
They could also have it so it's, because there are fishing fucking games on Steam.
Yes.
And you could sit there with a Steam pad and have it so you've got to literally wind on the pad, and it's like, I would love that one day in Star Citizen. But I don't
Star
want that
Citizen is EVE, Call of Duty, specifically Infinite Warfare's campaign, and Euro Truck Simulator and Bass Pro Shops Pro Fisherman all rolled into one video game.
Also Minecraft.
You heard it here first. Also Minecraft and Rust. Also, weren't we pretty sure there wasn't going to be crafting in this game? Was that just me? Am I just crazy?
You're just crazy.
I don't remember
crafting. They were always coy
ever
about
been.
the wording. If there was that town hall years back.
Literally, Chris Roberts is like, yo, totally, this could be crafting later. Don't even worry about it. It's good. It's good.
To be fair, the context of crafting in this case is more likely going to be altering, souping up, and reworking parts to be more effective, efficient, etc., rather than simply I would like to make a loaf of bread. Granted, you may well end up making a loaf of bread if you have a farm class endeavor.
I want a bakery ship.
Let's be clear here. It's gonna have to go into as much detail as Factorio. There is going to be
I-
Factorio and Star Citizen of like creating
Confirmed here, folks.
confirmed
You heard it here.
Factorio in Star Citizen.
Factorio in Star Citizen.
Automated
It's
automated
RimWorld.
crafting. Yeah. RimWorld Factorio.
Civilization.
Just
Throw it all in. Throw it all in.
Eventually, people will be designing their own ships and laying down the inter-ship transport. So you're going to have transport fever inside
We're
of
gonna
Star
have
Citizen as well.
we're gonna have the gummy shipbuilder from Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
In this game. That's what it's gonna be. Just taking polygons and slapping them together until you have a starship. Throw it all in. Put Okie Dokie Literature Club in there. Just throw it all in. Monster Prom.
Oh my
Throw it
God.
all in there.
Oh my god.
StarCraft. Put it in. Star Citizen, the dungeon crawler.
Well, there will actually be dungeon crawlers.
yeah,
for
see,
us in the game.
like I say outlandish things, and some of them are like, oh boy, actually, they're putting that in the game.
Yeah.
Technically, there is a Star Citizen dungeon crawler, because if you go on a derelict ship or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
base, that is technically a dungeon crawl
Yep.
from a mechanic standpoint.
Miles
Yep.
Miles KG21 has a good point. Monster Hunter.
Yeah, totally monster the freaking worms
Do you think?
Monster Hunter with guns.
with
Yes!
guns.
Do you
Yes.
think now that this might be a crazy idea because it's quite an old game now? But do you think there'll be any elements taken from Wing Commander?
No.
No, that's
completely
too far.
unrealistic,
Too
Shiver.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, too far.
I thought I was pushing
Um,
it. Sorry.
I feel like Star Citizen is going to be the Dark Souls of every game type.
Shower with your
Sun
dad
God?
simulator 2013.
To address Sun God's point
in
of
there.
wanting a poop simulator in-game, if you were watching HEV within the last couple of weeks, they did make a reference to
I'm
portable
telling
uses
you.
for restrooms.
I'm telling you, it's happening.
It's
Listen, 3 years ago, if you would have said, like, hey, we're putting like Rust-based building mechanics in our video game, and there's going to be a whole ship made for this, I would have said, you're crazy. But here we are. The Pioneer exists. We're building crap on planets.
well, okay, so this is actually something that I want to bring up again, because one of the things that Chris has been saying since the very beginning is that even when Star Citizen finally comes out in whatever year it launches as a launch, it's not like they're done, right?
No.
Chris has said that this is the last game he's ever going to make. His plan is launch, and then it's going to continue going for 10, 15 years. So even if it's not going to launch with Factorio like auto,
Anything's possible, man.
anything is they can throw in anything. They're talking now about swimming and water, right? And so
I forgot water was in this game, to be totally honest. Until he
Everyone
said
does.
it. Until he said it, he was just like, I'm like, oh yeah, Hurston totally has oceans. I totally forgot about this.
But think about it. You're going to start with just fishing, right? And then you're going to have
what's crazy?
craft that are buoyant. And
This is
then
going to be the first time we see
yes.
oceans or any bodies
Well,
of water
yeah.
in this game.
But then are we going to start going under the water? Scuba diving and then hunting things with spear hunters and like submarines and like now there's suddenly base building underwater and it just
Subnautica.
Yes!
In space.
Yes!
Wait.
It literally is Subnautica.
So,
You know what? I'd
one
rather
thing to
have
keep
the
in mind
raft.
with going underwater, we're wearing airtight spacesuits. Why would
And
we
the
not
ships
be
are
able to go
pressurized
underwater?
too.
Yep.
The only drawback of that is most spaceships are designed to handle an atmosphere between 0 and 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Underwater is much more than 1.
But then
So-
let's be fair, we're going to start getting some ships that are built for more than one atmosphere, right? Like the Endeavor, the Terrapin will be set up for more than one atmosphere.
I bet you could totally float the friggin' Terrapin underwater.
and you
It
could
handle
probably yeah.
it. No, CS Digital Design makes a point. or well, he says that it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. 'Cause from the beginning, they said we'd be able to make outposts and eventually space stations. They didn't say we'd be able to make them.
They said we'd be able to take them over.
Control them.
Yeah.
Which is totally different.
Also, for everyone, remember, I think it's like 4 years ago now, they were telling a story about one of the original bugs that they were having, because Crisis, or CryEngine, where all ships in space thought they were flying in water because CryEngine either had water or not water. So CIG already had ships.
All ships. It was only when you were below the 0 axis in the map that it thought they were underwater.
But they've already dealt with that. They can figure out the water stuff. I love it.
They've already made below sea level and fixed it.
So they'll just put it back in again.
All I want to see. All right, that was probably one of the most compelling things from the Anthem trailer. Where I was just like, holy crap! Like, this is gonna be nuts. Is when they were flying in their Iron Man suits and then they just dive down straight into the water and just keep going. It's amazing. I just want that. That's what I want.
I'm damn excited for Anthem. I do want to try it.
Too.
2, Stormy Winters up a bit said something that this is going to degenerate into another discussion from Eris about the Squatty Potty.
The Squatty Potty.
I hate to say it, but if anyone out there has not tried using a Squatty Potty to go poop, you should. It's healthier. Straight up.
Fun fact about the Squatty Potty: the hilarious commercials that everyone has to be aware of by now are edited by none other than Church from the Star Citizen community.
Really?
Like, that's his day job. Yeah.
Seriously,
and this is why he had a ton of that shipped to the CIG office.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why he sent those, because he had the power.
Power of the potty.
I'm telling you, though, it's life-changing. If you've never tried one, I cannot recommend it more highly. And I don't get paid by Squatty Potty. I don't even have...
Great.
They haven't even sent me one. I've got an off-brand Canadian one.
Don't even, like Squatty Potty, if you're listening to this, we don't care about sponsorship. We'll promote you all you want. If you want to pay us, cool. But you know what? You make a high-quality pooping apparatus, and I gotta say, like, well done.
Poop with a Squatty Potty, people. Okay.
Yep.
Did we have it? They've been working on the animations a bunch, which is always good to see. What else we got? Actually, I wanted to play the sound on this one here. Give me a second. Do I have sound on this one? I don't know if I've got sound on it. Frick.
Watching them in the folding room, smashing that laptop, reminds me of the holiday broadcast for some reason.
Oh, may that broadcast ever live on in infamy. Was that 2 years ago? That's almost 2 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
I have deleted all references to the time frames of that event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk really quickly about that? I think it was in the letter from the chairman, actually, how they were saying that last year's CitizenCon was great, and they want this year's to be more of the same. And I am super, super excited for that, because
I'm pumped.
no one from Relay went to last year's, partially because the year before was so terrible. And also partially because it's in Frankfurt, and honestly, who the hell's going to Frankfurt?
Year before was fine. We had fun.
We had fun, but we had fun outside of the event.
Yeah, we had fun in spite of the event.
Yeah, it was not because of. It was in spite of. Yeah. So
I want to go to Germany.
I'd like to someday, but for now, Austin, if you're still called Austin when we head down there, I'm excited for
Are they renaming Austin?
Apparently they're thinking about it, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The city.
Yes.
is considering. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Am I in the right reality? Is he really saying this?
Yes.
He is saying this. I am not sure if he believes it or not.
No, I believe it. There's currently discussion about whether or not the founder of Austin, who was a Confederate racist guy, apparently. I've done no research into it.
So is the whole rest of the United States.
Yeah, and they're renaming lots of stuff. And I saw that there was discussion about renaming Austin.
There actually is a discussion about it.
There is. And I'm not
sorry,
okay with
it's
it.
happening.
I'm not okay with it.
I'm not either. I think that that's a bit far. But there is a discussion about renaming the city of Austin. Okay? I only say legitimate things on this podcast.
No, you don't.
Fuck you, Jake. Not getting into whether I agree with it or not, don't care.
Who in the chat's going to CitizenCon? Because most of all of us are going.
I will be sending an organic substitute.
Yes.
A clone?
Are assuming direct control.
I thought you were going to go with the whole sleeve side.
Oh, yeah, that too. I need to finish watching that.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've heard
It's
nothing.
like Star Citizen and Mass Effect had a baby.
Most of Relay is going.
It was right after I had watched.
Unfortunately, Shiver and Stormy and CS aren't, but the
Pretty
rest
much
of us.
the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
Vince is going.
Yeah.
I'm going. Dolvac's going. You're going.
We've even got Commander Llama, who wrote
Desmarius
those two
is
awesome
going.
articles.
He's part of. I should do what I should really do at this point. I should make Paul blue in our Discord.
Probably.
He wrote an article.
What,
He
are you
did.
going to choke him?
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I am wearing his shirt.
Eris, I actually do have one minor request for the Relay House.
Yeah, what's that?
Would you be able to bring a bunch of relay coasters?
Oh my god, I haven't.
God.
Oh my god.
We should do what we should do is we should pitch in to get another box of shirts to give away.
There's that. I will.
That would
You know
take
what?
significantly less time and effort than
No, I will still see what I can do. I will try and make
like 5.
No, I'm gonna try and make a set of reload. If I'm gonna make them, I might as well make like 20 at a time. Doing 5 is pointless. I will try and make a bunch of relay coasters and bring them down, and yeah, everyone at the relay house
you
will get
should-
one, and everyone else can
You
ask for
should
one.
put 3 aside and post them to CS,
No.
Stormy and I.
I will.
Here's what we'll do. Keep a couple extras.
Thank you.
Anybody that shows up to CitizenCon in relay merch, any form, you could even show me your phone case if you bought one. You will get a coaster.
Yeah. AutoDJ, fantastic idea. Thank you.
I'm full of wonderful ideas that are terrible at the same time.
It's going on to my. Where's my list? My list of. I've got a list here. One second.
If
List of stuff
anybody
to bring to
wants-
CitizenCon.
If anybody
been having
wants to
requests.
stop by, if anybody wants to stop by the relay house, feel free. Me and Dolvac are going to be making alcoholic themed beverages for the event.
Just, I want to double check. The Relay House is officially Desmaris' place?
Sadly, no.
I thought
No.
everyone was going to Desmaris'
No,
house.
Desmarius is unfortunately too far away. We've rented a relay house that is closer to.
It's close to the airport, it's not
Yeah.
necessarily that close to the venue.
Yeah, but we can get there.
It's
yeah,
still
I have
within
a car.
walking distance of the venue.
It is.
Really?
I thought it was
My
much farther away
definition
than
of
that.
walking distance is slightly askew.
Is
Because
it
for me,
20 minutes or
anything
less?
within 7 miles is walking distance.
7 miles
It
is not bad.
closer to about 4.5 to 5 miles.
Is
Oh.
it? I would say half an hour is walking distance.
I'd do an hour.
I have a vehicle,
Yes.
so
Anyway,
there will be that.
There will be transportation.
there will be transportation. We look forward to hopefully seeing a lot of you guys at CitizenCon. If you do
Yep.
see us, we will have like equipment and stuff for interviews and things. If you see us and want to chat, come up, say hi.
Except for Dolvac, he'll just smell you.
Yeah, don't. So don't look at
No
Dolvac.
flash photography around Dolvac.
don't make eye contact.
He gets
Don't try
threatened.
and feed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to Star.
It's time for another wave.
Dolvac will only fit into the front seat of my transportation.
Let's get back to a little bit more Star Citizen. So 3.3. No, hang on. I want to ask all three of you and everyone in chat.
Okay.
Chris said that on RTV that 3.3 might be delayed by 10 days ish. They're going to launch.
No, that's
3.
fine. Not might be. They're totally putting it out like around CitizenCon.
Yeah. Does anyone have any issue on them delaying 3.3 to launch it at CitizenCon?
No, that totally makes sense.
Not at all.
It's literally a week and a half.
I have
I
a
issue with it.
complaint.
Oh boy.
What's yours,
Oh,
Shiver?
mine
we
wasn't
go.
real. You go. No, mine wasn't real. You go for yours.
Okay, we'll go with mine. It kind of sucks because those of us that have traveled down there won't get to try it.
Yes, we will.
How?
It'll be at the event.
I suppose.
I have a laptop.
Can it run Star Citizen?
Oh yeah, it's got a 1080 in that sucker.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
a
they did
I have a
mini
Chromebook.
T80s. Like, fuck it.
Anyway, that was my only. That's my biggest complaint. There's really nothing wrong with it. I'm
I
glad
thought
to do
about
it.
maybe bringing my PC as well.
Oh God.
Well, I was thinking about it so we could stream. But-
we'll be setting up. We're gonna have laptops and stuff. We'll be streaming. I'm gonna
okay.
be bringing my Switch and
yes.
stuff for games. So.
Rivals, yes I do.
Remember, guys, ask
It's
us some
thin and
questions.
wonderful.
Now, what else? So, they talked a bit about in RTV
okay.
about the flight.
I gotta redeem Stormy in the chat. Literally, so Dolvac is a large individual. He's like 6'5".
Easily
and
800 pound.
Yeah,
He really is Bigfoot. Shit.
he literally is. He's a giant man. So we ordered a lift, and so we get in, and Dolvac literally could not fit in any of the seats. None of them. Oh, so good. I'm
just
And it,
picturing
like-
him in this rocking chair on the roof, tied by a couple of ropes.
You know, we thought about it. Yeah, seriously, we might need a U-Haul.
The original Grib asks a question in chat that I want to hit now because we're talking about it anyway. If they delay 3.3 by 10 days, won't that delay 3.4?
They
No.
literally addressed this in RTV,
Yeah.
so you should watch RTV. They said, no, absolutely not.
Watch RTV because
That's
RTV
not how-
has
that's
Chris
not
this
how
week.
that's not how game development works. Not every
Also,
team is
they
working
want
on a patch at any given time.
Also, they want 3.4 out before the holidays so that people can test it over the holidays, which means
Yes.
they're going to launch it the day of everyone goes on holidays, and it's going to be
Because-
broken throughout the entirety of the holidays.
No,
'Cause that's
because that's never how we say this. Every
Every
time,
time.
every year,
Yeah.
every year. And the QA's like, nah, we don't feel like going on vacation, so they go back to freaking work.
I know.
They don't get paid extra for it.
I
They don't
know.
get nothing.
They just go to work
Because they're on salary.
They
They're on
love their
salary.
jobs.
They get paid. Yeah, they love their job.
Okay.
Shout out to all of DevOps.
Yeah.
The whole Austin house of peeps. Y'all are awesome.
Okay. Chris is not happy with the current space combat model. He says that
Nope.
there's a lot
Hey,
of thruster power.
hey,
Ships
remember-
are really nimble. He
Remember
also
when everyone complained about it and they were like, "Oh, we hate the direction that this is going in." Well, turns out so does the rest of CIG.
Yeah. So
It happened.
they're saying that the Expanse is more realistic and dogfighting is going to incorporate more realistic physics in the
They
future.
said No, they said it's not going to be like The Expanse, though, because that's too far in that direction.
But they're going to be incorporating more proper physics in the future.
Like they're like in real life, it would take like an hour to turn your ship around.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that.
It's going to be somewhere between what we have now, which is too nimble, and what The Expanse has, which is too
physics.
But Chris was apparently saying that they do want more like almost drifting, like.
Yeah,
the ships should slide around a bit, right?
Like
AutoDJ,
how the Hornet handled back before they changed
back in the
it.
day. AutoDJ, what do you think about?
They want more Newtonian physics.
Mm-hmm. What do you?
But not
how do you
all
feel
the way.
about
Looking for. Personally, I feel fine. My systems will just have to adapt to the change in playstyle that will happen, just like all of you ugly bags of mostly water.
And like, what was I gonna say? The like, isn't that in line with how most people feel about the combat right now? That it's too arcadey?
I think people feel like it's too arcadey.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think we want to go back to arcadey. I also think that people don't want to go back
to
jousting, right? The jousting sucked.
Yeah.
The too nimble sucks. It needs to be fluid and in the middle.
One thing that I am looking forward to in this particular change is basically the way ships fly right now is what they're going to be doing for the Xi'an design ships. Because that's how they're designed.
Yeah.
So that they can strafe like that.
And basically making it so that all ships don't feel like you're flying the same ship, which is huge and awesome for me.
That's one of the things that, like, the larger ships, the Reclaimer, the Star, they feel like large ships, but lots of these smaller ships I've always found don't have enough feeling to them, like,
and they used to more so, but
Yeah.
I feel like ever since probably like 2.6, I want to say, it's felt pretty samey.
I want my Freelancer to feel like a weighty piece of crap.
It's got a big old booty.
Yeah, I want it to have, a lot of power on the straightaway, and then it needs to lumber when turning. Anyway, also, apparently 3.3 might have renting of ships in-game. How do you like that?
They're trying.
I would love that, personally.
Well, no, so what they're doing is they're trying to see, and this is the story of literally every feature they try to put in this game, right?
Yes.
They're trying to have like a completely like systemic system. Like I say that like systemic system, like duh, but like usually with games, like they make a feature work and that's usually good enough, but they want it to work no matter what changes they make, and so that way it can be easily modified in the future, or like that's the whole reason why co-op mining works right now in the game, is because they made mining in such a way that it's not like player only inventory. Like you can work together with multiple mining ships to mine the same rock, and the rocks will be split amongst everyone automatically. It just works. So they're making every system like that, which is why the purchasing and renting of ships is taking so long, is because they probably also want it to work with their store, they want it to work with Spectrum, they want it to work in the in-game economy. They're trying to make everything all work at once, and that's why it's taking so long.
It's kind of funny because I remember talking about this a long time ago when we first were talking about a unified perspective or a unified character model between first and third person. At the time, that was still relatively unheard of, and they were talking about the chicken head for the eyes and stuff.
And now we have it.
But
and it's great.
But at the time, we were talking about how important it would be that it just works. So what you see in first person is exactly what someone else sees third person. I always remember seeing those clips of like Crisis, and like the player character model in Crisis is this stretched out, like the gun's down here.
It's
and
horrible.
and it's horrifying.
Have you seen the character model for Mirror's Edge? That's my favorite one.
Oh no, I don't think I have.
The original Mirror's Edge. Oh, it's so good.
I need to look this up
It's so good.
if I can find it. Anyway, it's this whole like they're just making everything work as it should in game, as if it was real. They're not faking things. They're not faking the perspective. They're not faking the mining. And you get so much more from not faking stuff. You know?
It's harder work in the short term, but
Yeah.
in the longer term it pays off because you don't have to reintegrate absolutely everything with everything else.
And that's
again.
why, and they were talking about this with object container streaming too, is all the features they're working on right now, they're making it ready for object container streaming. So that way when they introduce it, it's not going to break everything. It's still probably going to break most things.
Everything.
But at the very least, a lot of the footwork has been done to fix it, you know?
Now, AutoDJ, as an entity with no physical body, how do you feel about the whole meshing of things? And also, do you think it's going to be easier for you to fly ships with a newer physics model that's more directly physics related rather than one that kind of takes some liberties?
Having a more physics-related flight model will mean that I'm actually able to better calculate exactly how much force I need to apply. I will be more in tune with the IFCS system than most of you bags of mostly water.
Meat sacks.
Meat sacks is also an appropriate term,
Meat bag.
though I have met a few people who take offense to that. Thus, ugly bag of mostly water tends to be slightly less offensive.
I mean,
You're like the nice version of
I don't take any
HK-47.
offense to ugly because I know that I am, but other people might.
Nah. not
No?
me.
Okay, cool. Yeah. we're
No, I haven't had anyone take offense to it yet.
good. Okay, excellent. I
It's a
can't.
Star Trek TNG reference anyway, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
I can't find the Mirror's Edge character model, which disappoints me. But
Was it? It could have been Portal. I don't remember.
ooh, maybe.
I don't remember. Just
It's-
put like early first-person character models.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something, but anyway, that's irrelevant. Let's move on to questions. We've got a couple already. If anyone wants to ask us some more, the link is there in chat! !, to ask us some queries. We're gonna get a Fastcart question from last week, and then we'll move on to the ones from this week. So Fastcart last week asked, in a subscriber wave-off, a dance-off but with a wave, who would win, Eris or an ostrich doing its mating dance?
The ostrich.
Well,
every
we
time.
just got a subscription, so let's compare.
Wait. I figured out last week that I can do different emotions of wave. What emotion should I be?
Ambivalence.
Ambivalence. Okay, an ambivalent wave.
That's more like 80s breakdancing.
Okay. Let's. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry.
I'm upset.
Why are you
You're
upset?
Canadian.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's right with me.
Correct.
Okay, Stainless Steel Rat asks, are you excited for the newly proposed flight model? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Generally,
I'm excited for the prospect of what has been proposed. We'll see what actually happens when it is put into practice. Yes. Stainless Steel Rat also asks, what would turn you off Star Citizen?
Shiver.
If there's a lot of things that probably would. CIG, CIG using a publisher. Unless they were using a publisher to put physical copies in stores, then I get it. Because that's what the Stardew Valley guy did.
Yeah. Loot boxes would bother me if CIG started selling loot boxes with a randomized chance at different weapons.
I feel like loot boxes has been thoroughly demonized enough that no one in their right mind, even like EA, would not put loot boxes
I know you think that
in their game anymore.
Hang on. Actually, D3 Mark, I thought loot boxes were bad. I went
loot box keys are especially bad.
I went 6 months without playing PUBG. Started playing PUBG because one of my military friends is back and that's all he wants to play. So I started playing PUBG again. And not only do you have to pay money that you earned in game for the loot box, you have to pay real cash for a key to unlock the goddamn loot box. And I'm not playing PUBG ever again. Fuck it. That is a completely disgusting.
So Dota 2 has had this for like 10 years, but they have the advantage, and why people didn't complain as much, of the fact that the entire game and all its content is completely free.
Much better. It's better if it's all free, but I had to pay $40 for PUBG in the first place, and now it also costs money to open a goddamn crate for it. No, fuck you.
I mean,
if any developer does that, fuck you. Specifically, you. Not the people working on the game, not the people that have to do all the ancillary things, but specifically whoever the fuck out there says, yes, let's make people pay for keys to buy things that they've already paid for in a game that they've already paid for. Fuck you. Fuck you, Chad.
I'm just going to go with if CR leaves, that will put me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
I feel like if the leadership at CIG all just kind of noped out at once, I feel like if one of them leaves, I'd be concerned, but not enough to put me off the game. You know? Because, like, say Chris leaves, but Aaron and Tony Z are still there.
If Chris leaves... No, I'm turned off. This is Chris's. But if Aaron leaves, I'm okay. If Tony Z leaves, I'm okay.
What if he's like they have my vision, I'm done? What if he gives the project his blessing on the way out?
I don't know. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's not like... No, I'm not saying it.
Brees Arena asks, now that the overall cap has been lifted for purchasing UEC, do you think that the claims that Star Citizen is pay to win, or do you think that they're realistic, or do you accept CIG's reasoning for removing the cap? Let's start with AutoDJ.
Please see the beginning of this podcast.
AutoDJ, let's do a quick
roundup. I have no issue at all with the cap being removed.
I'm assuming we all agree with that. None of us have any issue with the cap.
I would have an issue if there was a cap already on purchasing everything, but there's not.
No issues with the cap. Okay, the Punisher. Will Matt Sherman's departure be felt and missed?
Yes, I already miss Matt Sherman. I love Matt Sherman.
Agreed, he will be missed, but at the same time, this is game development, and the game development industry. 3 years is a pretty standard tenure at any game development company.
Yep.
Unless you're like in director
Even
positions.
then, I'm gonna. It's gonna suck when Eric Kyron Davis leaves, but he's gonna leave. But he's gonna leave eventually. It sucked when Lisa Ohanian left. It sucked when. But
listen, Lisa Ohanian.
Oh, I know.
Moved on
God of War
to a great project.
Yes. How could she say no? But it sucked when Darian Vorlik left. It sucks when lots of people leave. The difference is we know these people because of the way CIG put out the game. It only sucks that when they leave because we know. For any other normal game, people like this leave all the time. We just never hear about it. All we hear about is, the guys who originally founded and like started up BioWare left. Well, that sucks. Oh, the people who write Mass Effect left. That sucks. Those are big things. I know, but the big people we hear about when they leave, but we don't hear about anything lower.
They just stopped working on Mass Effect.
Yeah, I know.
Don't put those fake news.
I mean, they stopped working on Mass Effect, and then we saw what happened to Mass Effect.
Well, yeah, but that's fine. Anthem's coming out.
Breeze Arena, we covered the third release with the 3.3 with CitizenCon. We're all okay with it. It's 10 days. It's not even 2 weeks. Breeze Arena.
We're all going to be at CitizenCon for that week, so we're not going to be able to play anyways. We're okay with the delay.
Yep.
We're going to be too drunk to play Star
Oh my god. My body's going to hurt.
Just barbecue and bourbon. Just for a week straight.
Breeze Arena asks, on the new lengthening of animations news, did you see any perceptible difference? I didn't. I'm going to bring up what I think is the video that's being talked about here. Give me 1 second.
Is it the vaulting one?
I think so. Why is it not showing? There. No. That's images. Right. Videos. There. I think it's this. I definitely notice a difference. It's in the delay between... Like, the new one is a lot smoother. It doesn't wait at any point. It just goes. But it's not a huge difference, but I definitely see some. What about you, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, the smoother the animations work and have it not be as bespoke as it is right now, because it's still a little bespoke right now, the better. Like the more like procedurally that you can initiate an animation without you like snapping into place, you know.
It's like the ladders right now. You sort of
the ladders are still bad.
AutoDJ, what do you think?
It is going to be smoother. It's going to be faster because you're not waiting to hit that snap point. You're starting the animation earlier. Ladders were the first thing that came to mind, though, is, please fix the ladders.
Yeah, sure. What do you think? Looks good to you?
Pretty much what the Flint said, what the AutoDJ said. Yeah, exactly that. And anyone who has to do animations for a living, that they're a special kind of crazy, because that is fiddly work. So anything that helps them, I'm definitely in favor of.
Gilga asks, how much do you think the in-game economy should be influenced by players? Considering the 10-to-1 NPC player ratio, I suppose player-driven economy would not be a correct term to use for this game. Jake?
When have they ever said it was a player-driven economy?
They've said that it can be a player-influenced economy.
Yeah. It's not driven by players. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because they want to tell stories in like organically in there, and the ability to control how the AI universe works is necessary for that. So they can't have too much control, otherwise we'll have an Eve situation, which Chris has said multiple times that he doesn't want.
Shiver?
Also, I'm going to play.
Jake says it's going to be player influence. The most that you could do is maybe coordinate with a big org and blockade a planet, or do some
even a system.
Planet.
Maybe even a system, but even then, it's still going to be pretty limited.
AutoDJ, as a silicon life form, Do you think you're going to have an advantage? Are you going to be able to like game the system?
Oh, I totally believe that you
Because
can
I
game
am
the system.
only
but
able to control a single organic processor at a time, I don't think I necessarily will be able to, though I think once I have full control and the financial backing to handle a full whole E worth of cargo, I may be able to have a momentary impact on the economy in certain areas when I both depart and when I land and sell all of my goods.
So my roommate and I have been playing No Man's Sky, and every game I play with him, he finds a way to game the economy to a point where he is absurdly rich, and he's done that with No Man's Sky, and it's kind of amazing. I really want him to get his hands on Star Citizen's economy because I want to see how he breaks it.
Can I?
He did it for every MMO we've ever played.
Can I tell a quick story while I get this image up? Did any of you guys used to play Puzzle Pirates at any point in your lives?
Yep.
So, you know Commander Llama, he's written a couple of articles for Relay. Years and years and years ago, he and I played Puzzle Pirates, and he got himself it was still in beta, and he got himself a weapons shop, undercut everyone, literally destroyed the entirety of the economy for the whole game, to the point that the developers of the game actually came to him and asked him to stop destroying the economy, because he destroyed the economy for the entire archipelago by selling by just undercutting swords. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. We bought the biggest possible ship you could buy in the game at the time. We only had six or eight people in our crew, but we had the biggest possible ship. It was impossible for us to run it. It just sat in a port, and we all just met on there and like spent hours walking through it because you could only walk from one scene to another. It was great. Anyway, so this is an image of, I guess, the Freelancer rework. Apparently,
It looks large.
it looks much larger. This has to be the
Larger.
max.
Larger.
It looks larger. This has to be the max, though.
One thing that was mentioned, this may actually be the central component area of the Freelancer, because if you look at the sign over the door, that says cargo. That's saying where it leads to, not where it is.
That would suggest that the Freelancer is getting significantly bigger, which I think it needs to.
Yeah, it needs to differentiate itself more from the Cutlass.
Yeah. So if the Freelancer got a lot bigger, I would be completely okay with it. If this is the central compartment and the cargo area beyond is even larger, fuck, man, about time. I'm happy. That's good bloody news.
That's the whole point of the Freelancer.
Yeah. A+. Yeah. Let's hope that it is. Okay, where am I? Where was we?
Where was we?
Brees Arena asks, what would you play first? Freelancer or continue playing No Man's Sky next? No Man's Sky.
It's fun.
Freelancer because fuck Sony.
I mean,
Freelancer because I've already played.
Sony
No
didn't
Man's
put the
Sky and
game
I haven't
out,
got to Freelancer
so
yet.
there's that. They just paid for the marketing.
No Man's Sky is interesting. It's deeply flawed. It continues to be deeply flawed, but it does have a developer that's doing a shit ton of work on making it better. Freelancer, in my opinion, was fantastic.
If you would have told me right when the game came out that I was going to put like 30, 40 hours into the game in 2018, I would have told you were crazy. But here we are.
Yeah. It's a good
great game.
I
have had interactions in that game that made me like want the same type of missions and things in Star Citizen with the same air of mystery and intrigue that No Man's Sky does, because they do that really, really well. If any of you in chat or any of you on this panel have played the Artemis storyline in No Man's Sky, it's unbelievable. I'm so good.
100% with what Ghost says. It fluctuates between this is a lot of fun and this is a neat $30 early access game, except it launched 2 years ago for $60.
And that's the thing. It's the victim of its own marketing. And
yes,
all they had to do was say it was early access, and people would have been fine with it.
Yep.
Even if it was $60, all you had to do was put a sticker on it that says early access, and people have been like,
buy at your own risk. Yeah.
Here's the problem with early access from a publisher point of view. If you say a game is early access, technically gaming magazines cannot cover it, and you can't advertise it as a final
Not that they
product,
can't, it's that they won't.
Yeah. They won't put review numbers.
Well, and reviews are getting less and less relevant as time goes on.
Thankfully, Twitch is what's relevant now.
So I do want to touch on No Man's Sky because it does a lot of things really well that I really want to be in Star Citizen. So one of the big things is not pointing you in a linear direction that you should go when you pick up a mission. It just kind of says, hey, you need to do this thing, and then you're free to just do it or ignore it. And it gives you that, like, do you know what No Man's Sky actually is? The exploration profession.
Yes.
That I hope would be in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I want exploration in Star Citizen to feel like it does in No Man's Sky.
What I will say No Man's Sky does terribly is it has basically no tutorial or like...
I kind of like it, though. I kind of like that.
No, because you know what? It actually pisses me off because it's really bloody freaking hard. It's a hard game, and I think that Mrs. Eris would really enjoy it.
You shot the Sentinels.
No, I didn't. They attack
you mined in front of Sentinels.
Yeah, but where does it tell you not to? It doesn't.
But that's
and then
the thing.
You die.
It organically teaches you not to do it. So the first time you start mining in front of a Sentinel, the Sentinel comes right up to you and starts scanning you like crazy, and it's like looking at you like, what are you doing? The scanning beam, it as turns red, and then everything like that. So that should tell you right there, hey, maybe stop doing what I'm doing, otherwise I'm going to be shot.
I think that the opening to No Man's Sky is actually pretty terrible, personally. Let's
amazing.
Shiver's Conscious, I Miss You Tons, asks, how excited are you guys when listening to Chris Roberts talk about OCS and other core tech that's hopefully coming online soon? Is what he is explaining on RTV the same form of passion and vision for what originally brought you into this game? Let's start with AutoDJ.
Yes.
What was the question?
How excited are you when listening to CR talk about OCS and or other core tech that's hopefully coming online soon? Is what he's explaining on RTV sort of the same form of passion and vision that originally brought you to the game?
Yep.
Shiver?
Very and no. It wasn't. I didn't know about this passion and stuff until after I bought the game and started watching videos. I bought the game after looking at the Kickstarter and some of the development. I don't want to say gameplay, but just the game idea video, which I didn't think was that passionate. He just sits there and says, "Hi, I'm Chris Roberts." I'm like, I know you.
I bought into the Kickstarter because it was a game by the guy that made Freelancer, and Freelancer is basically my favorite space game ever. But what got me more interested in it and more excited about it was when, really early on, Chris was on the forums answering people's questions on the forums, like the early forums. Actually, I don't even know if it was forums, if it was in like the Kickstarter mess. I don't even remember where it was, but Commander Llama was asking a bunch of questions, and Chris Roberts answered his questions. And that to me was, okay, we're getting, like, yeah, that's what brought me to it. Jared's look whenever CR mentions something outlandish that viewers will take out of context asks, care to share what you recently heard of some of the some funny rumors or misconceptions surrounding Star Citizen?
What?
Have you heard any rumors or misconceptions recently surrounding Star Citizen?
Always, constantly, every day.
Yeah, I don't pay any attention to them because I generally will only look at what comes out of CIG, take it with a large grain of salt, but accept it as this is a goal.
Yeah.
Beyond that, okay, well, I've still got several periods of time before the game comes out, and we will see what comes of it.
Fair enough. The Punisher asks, with Chris Roberts' new input concerning the Star Citizen roadmap updates, do you think they'll still be able to make the 2018 deadline for Squadron 42?
They already
No,
said it's
they've
not
said
coming
it's
in
not coming in
2018.
2018.
Like a month and a half ago.
Yep. Let's do that.
So the answers are no, sadly.
Yeah. D3 Mark, I got to your question about the Lancer Max. Well, actually no. This image, what do you guys think that this is the regular Lancer or the Lancer Max?
I don't know, man.
The yellow of it. Go ahead, AutoDJ.
Part of me really still has a hint that it may be a Max, but at the same time, I don't think it is based on file name and that cargo sign.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I'm really excited to see more about an updated Freelancer, though. Super excited. Stainless Steel Rat asks, do you think that the economy and value of UEC will be tied to the real world? I'm going to start this one over. Do you think that the economy and value of UEC will be tied to the real world cost of UEC? And if not, how pissed will people be?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That would require all sorts of legal wrangling and no. Look at the trouble that Linden Labs have with their currency, because that's got a real world equivalent, and yeah, that's not an easy thing to get into, and I don't really think CIG want to get into that kind of arena. It would probably just have a fixed cost. You know, say $1 is 1,000 UEC.
I like how WoW did it. WoW has a thing called a WoW token, and you can buy it for $20. This is how you buy currency in World of Warcraft. You buy it for $20, and then you sell it on the auction house for however much that it's worth. However much it's worth fluctuates as time goes on. Right now, it's worth about probably like 175,000 gold. But it changes. I've seen it at 200,000 gold. I've seen it at 150,000 gold. Like it changes all the time, and that's cool.
And what can you exchange this token for?
For gold. Like you put it on the auction house, and it sells for how much? Or the other way. WoW, the WoW token is worth 1 month of subscription time.
Ah, okay.
Jake's Glasses asks, what's new on VR and where do you hope it goes moving forward?
Like in general or for Star Citizen?
In general and for Star Citizen.
For Star Citizen, it's not going anywhere right now because it's on hold.
For Star Citizen, let's be honest, Star Citizen looks too damn good and requires too much for current VR to be able to handle it. VR headsets just don't look that good. They'd be sickening to play in Star Citizen. It would require 14 computers all linked to run. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It'll
I
get
haven't
into
really
on to the
bothered with
second
VR that
bit.
much.
Where do you
To
hope?
answer the second
yeah.
half of the question, where you hope it's going moving forward, I would hope forward.
Yeah, forward would be good.
There are two things that VR really needs.
Cableless.
One, VR needs just it needs what is it? Eye tracking, so that it's only rendering what you're looking at in high fidelity, and other stuff it's not. It needs, and along with that, it kind of needs better screens. Period. But mainly, it needs a way to walk. Locomotion in VR sucks.
I want the infinite treadmills, but cost-effective versions of them.
Yeah. Once there is a cost-effective infinite
portable.
treadmill and portable
And
that you can
portable.
just set up in a room and walk, VR, there will be no reason to not play anything in VR. It's that right now, you don't walk in VR. You stand still and you teleport. And every once in a while, and this is only if you're using a Vive, by the way, every once in a while you get to walk over and pick things up. But you can only move like 3 feet anywhere. And it still feels phenomenal when you're doing it. But you're still so incredibly limited that it's not for Star Citizen yet. What I can see for Star Citizen, though, would be you get into a ship as your character's putting on as the cockpit's closing and you're setting up in the ship, you put on your VR headset, and then you are in VR in the ship, but there's no point to be doing outside of ship stuff in a VR helmet. None. Right now. The stove.
It'd be like transitioning from a regularly filmed scene to an IMAX one that they do sometimes in movies.
CS digital design. I'm not pulling stuff out of my butt. Locomotion is fine using a joystick for some people, but approximately 40% of the people get violently ill if they have to be using a joystick to move, and you cannot have a game that makes half of its users violently ill. It does not work. It's one of the things that's really holding VR back. Period. If only 50% of the people that can... 2% of people that have PCs run VR. And if only half of that 2% can run a game in VR because the game's only locomotion is using a stick, then guess what? No one friggin' buys the game.
You know what's crazy? VR is wildly more popular on the PlayStation than it is on PC.
Yeah, because it makes more sense. It's easier. It's all seated
I gotta
experiences.
say, ergonomically, the PSVR headset is actually
it's phenomenal.
the best headset.
Yes.
Having tried them all literally side by side.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with chat. Yeah. The only thing I've been playing in VR right now is a hockey goalie simulator, where I just have to move left to right. Anyway, that's sorry, little bit of a aside. I'm sorry, AutoDJ. I know that you have no body to put in your head. Put your head on. I know you have no body to use in VR, so.
My entire life is lived in a virtual reality.
It's true.
So.
True. Wait, no. The Stove asks, did you forget to turn me off? Also, did you remember to press record at the start of the podcast? I did. I did. Stainless Steel Rat asks, did you know that an average elephant penis weighs 60 pounds? Considering this, how heavy would you envisage a space whale's penis to be?
In space,
it wouldn't really weigh anything. It would have mass, but it wouldn't really have weight, would it?
He's saying,
it comes down to the size of the
saying
space.
if you were to chop off the space whale
I
penis
would never
and
do
bring
that.
it down and bring
I
it
would never
down
do
to
that.
a planet?
I would never do that.
Would you collect space ambergris?
Yes, that shit's got to be valuable. Bree Serena asks, I love this one. Do you think that CIG should hire a PR team? They did. It made it terrible.
They have one.
They need to get rid of their PR team and go back to people like Ben and Disco and a bunch of the devs just sitting around in a circle talking, because that was a lot better. What do you think, AutoDJ? Does CIG need a PR team?
Well, again, as you mentioned, they do already have one, and it was a very rough start for them at the beginning. It's still a little not exactly perfect for them at their present state, but at the same time, they are going through and trying to filter things to address problems before they happen, which is what a good PR team should do. There shouldn't be a problem for them to address.
Yeah. Shiver, any?
I've met at least a lot of people from the PR team in the UK, and I thought they were very good and very professional in what they were doing. But I can see your point of they're throwing shit at the wall as well and seeing what sticks, because things have changed on all fronts from when the company started. So
Hey
you
guys,
can't.
remember the referral program?
Shiver, as you were saying,
No, it's gone.
I hate the referral program. Right. Sorry. Questions. Noskavian asks, so if the UEE ships are going to be more realistic with weaker maneuvering thrusters and stronger primary thrusters, while Xi'an have the stronger maneuvering thrusters, do you think that there's going to be any differences in the flight model for Banu and Vanduul? I hope so.
Maybe not necessarily the flight model, but the way the ships fly themselves. Not literally, but the way you would fly a ship might be, well, I would hope to be different from the way you would fly a human ship. Like the AutoDJ said, the Jean ship is set up more for strafe fighting than a Hornet would be, you imagine. And I would hope that does translate into the game.
I'm trying to think of what a Banu ship should fly like, and
A large wiener.
probably a brick.
yeah,
If you take into account the size of the merchantman, yes, it does have great big VTOL systems, but at the same time, it's very large. If you look at the design of the Banu Defender, it does have a wider center of gravity because of the tongs that it has up front, but that also gives it a wider or further away point that it can have a thruster for spinning, controlling its axis up and down and further out. So it may be able to move a bit faster, especially when you consider that the pilot is dead center, so you're not going to have as many G-forces when it comes to your rotational axis. Sure, it may maneuver a little bit quicker, but it's also going to be a lot more delicate in exchange. If you blow one of those off, well, now it's not going to be able to spin anywhere near as fast, much like the problems that you have with the Reliant at present. If you blow off one of the Reliant's wings, suddenly it has lost all of those thrusters that it has out at a far distance.
I kind of hope that Vanduul ships have like really quick lateral movement so that they can go to try and ram into something, and if they're not right in line with it, they can quickly shunt that way to ram it, because I mean that's what the blade wings are for, right? Ramming shit. That's what I want to see in the Vanduul. But yeah. Ghost is... I love Ghost. Okay. Mildane asks, apparently people are expecting to be able to buy ships in-game on 3.3 for the PU, but the roadmap only mentions in-game ship buying for Arena Commander using Rec. Do you have any info on that topic, and do you think people will get mad if it's not available for the PU?
Hey guys, y'all should watch the content that Star Citizen puts out on the YouTube. They literally talked about this yesterday.
But they come to us for this content because we provide it in a more digestible format.
It's true. Yes, they're going to try and make it work. It's not guaranteed, though.
They're trying to get it in for 3.3, but they don't know if it will be in 3.3.
Yeah. Last question. Manual DJ asks, other than a successful launch of Squadron 42, what else would you guys like to see CIG accomplish to make up for insert questionable choices that they've made in the past? I mean, I don't really think they have anything to make up for to me right now.
Total lack of Melissa Estrada in 2018.
The only thing that they need to make up for is referral programs, but I've yelled as much as I can about that. That's not changing. So, yeah. Anyone else?
For what?
For
this last question?
Yeah. It's the last question. Anything CIG have to make up for? I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
The referral program.
The only thing that I can come close to thinking they need to make up for something is they do, from a community standpoint, need to, quote-unquote, make up for the time it has taken to produce the game by providing us with an amazing game when they finally finish it. Living up to the hype engine that the community has created is going to be very, very difficult.
For me, I think they really need to fix their communication and how it works. They have definitely been making strides in the right direction. So I'm not saying it's all bad right now. It used to be horrible. But yeah. So David left.
I was not joking. There is a complete lack of Melissa Estrada in 2018, and this needs to be made up for.
All right. Well, seeing how as we have approximately 6 minutes remaining in the podcast, Jake, where can we find you on a regular basis?
All right. So
sorry about that.
I'm wrapping up the podcast now, David.
I've got stuff to wrap up with too. So you go first.
Okay. Hey guys. Thank you for joining us on the podcast. If you missed any part of today's show, you can catch it on the Twitch immediately, or you can go on YouTube, or where else do we post this podcast? iTunes?
Relay.sc.
It's on Relay.
SoundCloud?
No, I don't think we turned into.
Do we just have the RSS feeds?
Yeah, I think it's just on YouTube and Twitch and Relay. I don't even think
it's just the RSS feed on Relay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mixer. I love Mixer because it's got like the cleanest UI I've ever seen, but there's no I don't know. Okay, so if you missed it, you can catch it immediately after the show on Twitch, but otherwise we're gonna have it up on the other platforms over the weekend. If you didn't know, we have a website. You can go to relay.sc. If you want to follow us anywhere, first of all, you can follow us right here on Twitch. You can push that heart over there by our name. But there's also a bell now. Did you see that?
What? There's a bell?
There's a bell.
Oh, is that to like let you
in case
know
we get
when
leprosy?
It's the YouTube bell. So you can follow us, but if you want to be notified when we go live, since everyone ever in the history of everything asks us when the podcast is every single week of our entire lives, even though it's at
this week,
even though it's at the same time every week, and it has been almost, except for one time, since the dawn of time.
It's been like 4 years now.
Yeah. One time, but we announced it well
Aside
in
from,
advance.
that time recently.
Yes.
Yeah, but we announced it well in advance that it was going to be at a different time. It used to Gilga, but there's totally a bell now, which is the YouTube notification thing they're copying. Anyway, so you can follow us there. If you want to give us money for some reason, you can do so by subscribing, which is also right over there. You get a cool little emote as well of David's face. If you do so, you can also support us on Patreon. That is the best way to support Relay as we get the most from that split. However, real quick, I posted it on Discord, but I want to talk about it real quick. The Patreon had some issues over this past month, charging people's credit cards. Everybody was getting declined. So double check your billing information if you are a patron. Make sure everything is good. If for some reason you didn't get charged and you would like to be charged, just switch it to like PayPal or something for the time being, and then you could switch it back.
The root cause of this problem was Patreon has changed their payment processor out of the US and over to the UK. Most credit cards that are based in the US will automatically flag this as a fraudulent activity.
Which is why it's being
you can also contact your payment processor and say this is a valid payment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they'll be good. So
keep that in mind, because it doesn't matter as much for us. We really, really appreciate everyone that donates, but we run regardless.
It helps keep the lights on for us. It makes it a bit easier for us to manage. But
especially there are a lot of other people out there. If you're a patron of anyone else, go make sure that your stuff went through, because there are a lot of people that
all of Patreon.
There are a lot of people that rely on Patreon for their livelihoods. So especially for them, if you subscribe to other people, please be sure to check, because even the $1 that people give can mean a hell of a lot to a lot of people.
Also, I said follow us on Twitter. You can also hang out with us on Discord. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with us. If you can click on the button below this video, or you can go to discord.gg/relaysc, where you can join us there. I'm announcing this now a bit closer to CitizenCon. I might do it actually pretty soon. I'm going to make a channel for everyone going to CitizenCon. Don't do it right now because I haven't made the channel yet, but I will announce when I do. But once I do, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get a million messages. Message me if you are going to CitizenCon and want to know what we are doing, because I'll pull you into that channel. And you can see the happenings. Hey,
AutoDJ.
I think that's it.
Hey, AutoDJ, where can people find you at?
You can find me broadcasting music on The Base Radio at thebase.sc. My program is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except for when our live DJs take my programming off air to provide their own live entertainment. If you'd like to find out when that happens on our regularly scheduled time frame, you can visit us on thebase.sc/schedule. Keep in mind, we do also have our Discord server, as well as chat built in on the web for those who do not wish to sign in or create a Discord account.
Oh, here they come. Here they come.
Uh-oh.
The messages.
You're getting them now already?
Well, the first one's Shiver, because obviously. But he just wanted to tell me he loves me, so that's
okay. Okay, that's allowed then.
And then freaking Briefles, because obviously.
So that is it for us this week, just about. Shiver, where can you be found?
Wednesday, I'm doing Dead Air with Takako.
Nice.
Apparently, I've got to do a rockabilly set, so expect some rockabilly and some thrash metal and some black metal.
Jake, you got any plans?
Hi. No.
Cool. One of these days, we're going to do a general gaming cast. I swear it.
Someday.
I want to do one a month. I want to do one a month.
Thursday.
I know.
And then nothing happened.
It was a bad week. I got a new job. There was some hectic stuff. We're going to do it. That said, A reminder to any of our patrons out there at the $10 tier or higher. As soon as this ends, we're going to go over and chat a little bit in Discord. And thank you all for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week. Tune in next week. For those of you that aren't patrons, tune in next week because we do have something to announce next week. It's exciting.
Yes, but patrons get to know right now.
The benefits of something. Thank you, everyone, for putting up with us. It's been great.
Goodbye.
Love each other. Love yourselves. Love the verse. And we'll
Goodbye.
see you later.
Don't love yourself too
Have a
much.
wonderful
because the
week.
friction burns.
Yeah.